told me that they can't connect. So if you don't mind, I'm recording just so that people can listen in. Just want to make sure it is recording. Can someone just indicate that they can hear me just by saying yes or thumbs up or anything?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Thank you very much. I'm going to do this in English because I know there's some people from schools where they might struggle with the Afrikaans, if you don't mind. But afterwards we will have questions and then we can do whatever we want to do. Just want to check. Okay. So I thought I'll just share a quick few slides on the background of Tangible Africa. I'm aware that some of the schools I'm talking to today have not really dealt with us in the past. Tangible Africa is an engagement project from Nelson Mandela University. It started with an app that one of my students developed in 2017. And we like to say that we are demystifying coding. But since then, it's become much bigger than coding. For us, it's being now what we like to call experiential problem-solving education. So from the outset, I want to say that let's not just think coding. So the three main aspects of Tangible and our training that's available online, if you want to inquire about that, is demystifying the concept of coding, just making people less scared about coding, and especially teachers, if I might say that. Making coding fun through gamification, and then obviously introducing real coding concepts and algorithms through our digital games. I just want to admit some people here. Okay, so those are the three main things that we focus on in our different activities. Within the educational context, we think that the traditional teaching methods, and that includes what we do at university, fall short on producing critical skills that the world is needing. And these critical skills seems to be problem solving, computational thinking. So you'll notice that we steer away from saying the world needs coders. The world needs problem solvers. And we need learners to learn how to engage. And that for us, that is very important. And we need to not be reliant on computers. And for us, it's more than one saying there are no labs in schools. We've just come back from a 3-week trip to America where schools have labs, and they really want to teach without being dependent on labs. So it's not just about not having a computer lab. It's about the benefits of another way of education. So very basic what we do in our coding apps, and this is our Speedstars Grand Prix app, which we've kind of launched at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, but we're hoping to deploy the final version of it this week. So hopefully in South Africa, we'll launch it next week. So in the Speedstars app or in any of these games, you've got an object that needs to be moved to a destination. In this case, you've got the red car that needs to move to the finish line. And then you use physical tokens, like puzzle pieces you pack out. You take a photo of them, and that code that you pack out then executes on the screen and moves your object. I'm going to quickly show you this video of kids playing our games in Washington, D.C. We were at the Amazon Skills Center about a month ago. Just so you can get an idea. I didn't put in sound. So you'll see it's kids playing in groups. For us, that's very important. These are just the facilitators. So the kids play in groups. They pack out their puzzle pieces. And then they try and find the solutions, take photos, and see whether their solution works. This specific group, we were very excited to see how the kids interacted. And then we've got also physical games. This is called digital tangible chess. And we've had hundreds of people play that. So just a quick idea of what we try to do. Our educational objectives is obviously introducing kids to coding concepts, but we believe that we've got some lower line objectives, using of scaffolding, it gets more and more difficult. We are very serious about group work. We don't believe that this must happen in individuals. And then problem solving is always there. Other objectives, no labs, no internet, no electricity needed. We strongly believe in low teacher barriers. Many teachers we trained 3 years ago for 4 hours are still running with coding clubs in their schools without any other intervention from our side. For us, fun is important, especially at primary school, and probably up to grade 9. If you start doing IT in grade 10, then you probably can't just have fun. But for us, teaching coding at school has to be fun. But we also believe in quality content. That's why we are very aware of what's going on in the curriculum, and we try to see that we at least support what's in the curriculum. And then these are the 21st century skills, not coding. Strategy, computational thinking, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, reasoning. I think we all know about them, and we strongly feel that these are the skills that needs to be taught at school. Now the question might be asked, what does this have to do with coding? We simply believe that there's many tools to teach these skills at school, but the kind of coding that the new curriculum are kind of introducing at schools, the kind of concept of block coding, unplugged coding, are really exciting, fun ways to teach kids these skills. So that's why we are so excited about them. Just some brag statistics. We've played our games with over 150,000 learners. We are in various countries across Africa, Europe, Asia, and we were in America for 3 weeks, and we're very sure that we can have coding clubs in the United States very soon. We just trained people in Portugal last week. There's a missionary in Madagascar that was trained on Friday to do ministry work in Madagascar using our code. And then Jackson, our engagement manager, is flying to South Korea in 2 weeks to start our activities in South Korea. I'm going to try and see whether this works. This was a teacher or actually a professor in Washington. His feedback after he saw what we do. I hope the sound works.
Yeah, I think this was a great opportunity for a great way for students to be introduced to the STEM career, because this is the type of events that actually makes them critical thinking and makes them learn how to work with collaborate with people, because these young people sometimes they think it's all about just working for myself, just me doing alone. In the professional setting, that's not what it is. You work as a team. So this is giving them that great opportunity at a very early age. Yeah, I think.
I just want to quickly say something about the coding and robotics curriculum. Just our perspective. Obviously, this is not a full lecture, but just a few bullet points from my side. I don't think anyone is sure whether even the foundation phase curriculum is going to be implemented next year. This is just a personal observation as member of the public. I don't have inside info, but I have a sense that the new Minister of Basic Education has other priorities, which are also important. I don't want to shoot that down. So I'm starting to doubt whether the foundation phase curriculum will be implemented next year, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm also very aware, and we reach out all over the country, that schools and teachers are very worried about the curriculum. Saying that, I want to say a big but. I know the people that developed the curriculum from grade R to grade 9, and I am very, very excited about the content. It's real educationists that worked on this curriculum. They had to fight the good fight, and I think they won. So no one must be skeptical about what's going on in the curriculum. From my perspective, it's very much based on problem solving. And I would want to say, even if it's not being rolled out next year, even if you're teaching grade 7s or grade 8s or grade 9s, use this curriculum as a tool to start so long. Don't just sit and wait for something to happen suddenly with you. That's my opinion. Start so long and make use of it to teach problem solving in your schools. Introduce your teachers to them, make them excited about it. Let them not be scared. And in a certain sense, there's a benefit in the curriculum not being officially implemented. It gives you more control on when you want to do it, whether it's after school, 10 minutes a day. But I really think it would be a kind of a head in the sand policy if you do nothing and you're waiting for it to be rolled out officially. From Tangible Africa's side, we are really focusing at the moment, and I think some of you have attended the baseline assessment modules presented by SAOE. We're extending that to 10 lessons per year, grade 1 to 3. And that's our main emphasis for the next month or two, and we'll reach out to you once we're ready. Our medium-term plans is to align our coding games, Rangers and Speed Stars, etc., to kind of align with what they do in grade 4, 5, and 6, etc. And then we're very excited that the whole curriculum is block coding. So the kids will not be taught Java or Python. And what we do in Tangible Africa is kind of the precursor, the preparer for Scratch, which I believe will be used then in the more senior phases. But that's a few years away. Okay, so just where we are with the tournament. Tournaments has been a big thing for us since we started. And our Coding for Mandela tournament on the 18th July is really growing exponentially. We started off with 30 kids in 2018 in Gqeberha. This year we had 32,000 learners participate across Africa and Asia. Europe is on summer holidays. They're going to join us for the World Cup on the 5th of December. And then we hope to have between 20 and 30 countries participating. We've already chosen the top 5 teams from South Africa. But because of this upcoming tournament that Dutoit is sponsoring, we agreed that the winner of this tournament, will be able to join as a 6th team in the World Champs. For those who don't know the photo, that's President Ramaphosa visiting one of our tournaments last year at Kunu. Okay, so you've seen this, but I want to go through this, and once I've gone through it, I'm going to open the mics if you have any questions, because I'm not really sure what people are unsure about. So I thought I'll just go through whatever we've put in the document, and then you can ask us. Obviously, for you to be able to be part of the group tournament, you need the actual tokens. And I think most of you were at the SAOE conference where you got them. If you don't have the tokens, please communicate with me afterwards. So we normally see a team of 5 learners participating. So they'll be playing in groups of 5. That photo on the top is from the Drakensberg's boys choir, and they taught themselves by watching our videos, and they're already preparing. We would like to say a minimum of 4 teams per school, but obviously if it's not possible, we understand. We're just trying to get as many as possible, and obviously to keep the sponsor happy. He's not going to be happy if very few kids participate. But if you can't have 4 teams, no worries. You can have more than 4 teams, obviously. The way your learners prepare, and I didn't want to spend time today in showing you the Rangers game, because the Drakensberg boys choir showed me that they can get playing without me teaching them, is by watching the videos on our website. And you can just say Tangible Africa and you'll get our website. It's instructional videos they can watch, how to download the app, how to start playing. And the best way to prepare for this tournament is to play. And to try and get to grips with all 30 levels. They get quite complicated, so it's not an easy thing. The tournament will take place on the afternoon of the 23rd of October. Now, the way that works is we've got a tournament app. So you'll be playing with a normal Rangers app that you download from the Play stores. But the tournament app is an APK file we send to you, and that unfortunately only works on Android devices. So I've got to warn you on that. The kids play on the tournament app, and as they complete levels, the data is sent through to a central database here in Gqeberha, and at the end, we choose a winner. So we have the freedom of saying to schools that you can choose in a session you want to play, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 12 to 2. We will unfortunately have to allow schools to choose one session, because we assume one school won't give the answers to another school, but we can't have school teams from the same school playing in the same session, obviously, in different sessions. So you will have the freedom to choose a session that works for you. Your learners will be playing at your school. There won't be any traveling logistics. The tournament app will be given to you 2-3 weeks before the tournament with test levels so that your kids can get to grips to how it works. You get a code put per team, etc. So they will be totally aware of how the tournament app works when they start playing. The 7,500 is going to be for the best school, not the best team. And we're going to take the top 4 teams per school and use those positions to calculate the winner. Obviously, if you have less than 4 teams, you have a lesser chance of winning. And then we give 2,500 Rand for the learners in the winning team. So the winning team from all the participating teams will win 2,500. And as I said just now, the winning team will be allowed to be part of the 6th team from South Africa to be part of the World Champs. Okay, so I'm going to open it now if you have any questions before I move on to the individual tournament. Does anyone have questions or want to put it in the chat? It's open for questions now. We're recording this so people will also be listening to your questions. Is there anyone that's unsure, wants to find out more?
Hi, John.
Hi.
I just want to know, my school is really, actually, I haven't done anything regarding to coding.
Okay.
But I have learners in the back of my head that I know will be quite good at it.
Yes.
Will it be possible for them, like the Drakensberg school that you mentioned, will it be possible for them to watch your videos, get the hang of it, just to take part? Obviously, not winning, just to maybe just take part.
Yes, no, it's about the fun aspect. The winning is besides the point. So if you have content, if you have tokens, and you try and give them the videos before the holidays so that they can play. So for us, one of the important concepts of what we do, it's learner-centered. The teacher just becomes a facilitator. You give them the videos, get them to watch the videos, and they practice. So for us, it's a success if the teams take ownership and they organize their own afternoons to practice, etc. But yes, and as many as possible, there's no limit. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. The tokens, do I speak to you a little bit later?
So you don't have tokens yet?
I attended that SAOU thing last week, and I got a Rangers box. I haven't looked in it. Is there tokens in that box?
Yeah, there's 8 sets inside that box, so you can have 8 teams playing.
I have a very little school, 150 learners, so let's just see what we can do.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, if you've got the box, you've got the tokens.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is it the same app as the national qualifiers? Yes, for the teams that participated in the Coding for Mandela, they're going to use the Juicy Gems app for the finals, but it will be new levels. It won't be the levels that they played. On that point, just to share to the teams in the app, but they'll be practicing on the app beforehand. Normally, the teams try to finish as fast as possible, but the tournament app has metrics that says the most levels finished in the least time, the most levels finished. The second metric is the least attempts. So if you struggle and you submit 3 wrong answers per level, your chances of winning is bad. And then if they still equal, then we look at the fastest team. So speed is not the most important thing for teams that want to participate. Any other questions? I just need to emphasize, and this is a partnership between Dutoit and SAOU. So teams that participate, we will have to check when we choose winners, whether that school actually has teachers that are members of SAOU. So unfortunately, this one is not open to all schools in South Africa. That is an agreement between SAOU and Dutoit Agri. So just be aware of that. I want to feel bad about it, but we've had so many tournaments for so many other schools. And I think in this way, I'm grateful to Dutoit because we're getting schools on board that haven't participated in the past yet. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to move on to the individual tournament. So the individual tournament, the learners participate, as we say, individually. So they will be on their own phones. We're hoping for at least 20 participants per school, but we've had schools with 160 participants. So again, there's an app called Juicy Gems powered by Tangible. It's unfortunately only on the Google Play Store, and your learners can download it now and they can start practicing. I'll show you now how it works. I also plan before the end of the week, hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday, to send out flyers to all the schools that have registered. So you can dish them out to your kids and they run with it. You actually just give the flyers out. That's all you do. The tournament runs from the 23rd to the 27th of October. I think that's from a Thursday to a Sunday evening. So you will find kids playing over and over. They need to play a lot to get to grips with the thing and score the biggest points. So again, you're not in charge at all of this. If you want to, you can obviously get your kids after school into a classroom and get them to play. But technically, you don't need to do anything. You just distribute the flyers to your kids. In the registration form, we ask you your number of learners per school. Now, we've got to trust you on this. So the 7,500 is not going to be for the school with the most participants. It's going to be to the school with proportionally the highest participation. We just find that a little farm school with 30 kids have no chance to compete with a school of 1,000 kids. So in this case, the little farm school has probably an advantage. But we're going to look at proportionally the highest participation. I just need to warn you that the app works in such a way that you can't pass one phone amongst 30 kids and let them all play once. That won't work, unfortunately. You'll have to remove the app, load it again, because once you're loading the app, it works with one number. And then the learner with the biggest score gets 1,500 and 1,000 Rand for the runner-up. Okay, so the way this game works is it's similar to Rangers. In this case, you've got a tractor, 2 tractors that need to move to fruit to pick them. On the screen, the learners will click on these arrows to activate their commands, move forward, turn left, turn right, in order to steer their tractor to a fruit. They will be playing against the computer. So once they've steered their tractor, the AI tractor will decide where it moves. And once all the fruit has been removed, they score points. But something else happens then. The questions will be different. They'll get a tip about agriculture, just kind of some interesting fact, or a multiple choice question about agriculture. And this is where the fun comes in. By writing down the correct answer, the more they play, the more they get to know the answers. So it's also a very educational app. And by the end, if they really want to win, they need to know all, I think, about 40 questions about agriculture. Just want to see what the question is. Yes, is it fine if the principal, the only rule I can make is one staff member needs to be a member of the union. There's no other way for me to do it. So if you can prove to me that one of the staff members in the school is a member of SAOU, you're seen as a SAOU affiliated school. Okay, any questions on the individual tournaments?
John, I just want to know, is there an entry fee per school, per learner?
No, everything is free. There's no entry fee.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? So what I will do, if you haven't registered on the form, let me just go to that screen. If you haven't registered on the Google form yet, if you could just hold your camera at this QR code, you'll be able to register immediately. I'm also saying for people watching the video now. Otherwise, just email me and I can send you a link. So in about 2 weeks' time, only communication that will happen will be to schools that have registered on the form. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. So I really need to beg you to register on the form. And the important question, one of the important questions there is how many kids in your school, so we can get the individual winners. Are there any other questions, comments from your side? I don't want to waste your time. I know you're tired teachers.
John, I just want to know, I remember I did show or filled in the Google form to show interest, but that question that says, do you commit to at least 20 learners? And I said there, must there be 20?
No, the 20 learners is just me trying my luck. Nothing can enforce.
Okay.
You just try to do your best, please. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I obviously need to keep the sponsor happy, so I can't have a whole tournament and there's 30 kids playing. So I'm just trying to get as big as possible participation. But I'm not going to disqualify you if you have less than 20.
Yes, I do. I really do want to take part because I'm in the Kouwe-Bokkerveld and the Dutoits are quite big here. So
yeah, excellent.
I do want to take part.
Yeah, and if you can get any other schools participating, we'll really love that.
Okay, I will see.
Yeah, and then obviously we are trying to involve the schools that have never participated before as well, so that you can be part of the big Mandela Coding for Mandela thing next year, July. We've got 32,000, and I'm unashamedly saying we want 100,000 learners to participate next year. So hopefully your schools will be part of that big event, national event next year in July. I'm just going to see.
Okay, we'll try our best.
Can we only have 8 teams if we have 8 sets of puzzles? Unfortunately, yes. If you need more than 8, if you would want to enter more than 8 teams, please contact me. I'll make a plan. But yeah, technically you would be able to play in 2 sessions, but then the security becomes an issue if teams start sharing the levels. So a school's team will have to choose 1 session. So you can't play if you have 8 packs, limit you to 8 teams. But if you want more teams playing, contact me. The more the merrier from my side. Okay. You're obviously still welcome to email me if you have more questions, and then we can take it from here. I'm going to start communicating via the registration list from the beginning of next term, but I will try and send out a flyer for the Juicy Gems individual practice, hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday, so your kids can start practicing over the holidays. Okay, are we all done? Thank you very much, and feel free to talk to me if you have any further questions. It's good talking to you, and thanks for being part of this. I see there's a few more chairs. No, it's just thank yous. Okay, thanks guys. Have a good afternoon and enjoy your holidays next week.